Hey y'all, welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and see what Divine Holy Spirit has for the collective. The cards are all upright and in order by way of major arcana and through each element. I hope y'all are doing well. Holy Spirit of the highest white light consciousness, what do you have for the collective? What does the collective need to know and be made aware of at this time? I heard translucent and then I heard transmute. So we're talking about energy here. And changing the narrative, the perspective, altering, alchemy. What else, Spirit? Thank you. I heard trying times. I heard investigated. I heard they found out. They found out. Who is that coming from, Spirit? Who said that, or who's concerned or worried that someone found something out? They found out. So I'm being shown like a generic detective, but it seems like it's some sort of questioning, like outside in the field, quote unquote, questioning. Okay, so we have, this is what I'm getting. They're on a street. There's a street scene. So that means the detective is going to the location of where someone was last seen or reported or whatever this is, because now they're looking for answers. They're looking for, you know, who would know this person, who was the last person seen with this person. So, okay, so I heard missing case just now. So they found out. So somebody is worried now because, you know, I heard the lieutenants are in the field. So, All right. So I'm hearing it's quite the investigation. So this is something serious that's going on. So somebody's missing and somebody knows that, you know, the block is hot. We have the Two of Wands and the Six of Wands showing. The Two of Wands is in reverse though. So I'm hearing making a run for it with this card, with the Two of Wands reverse, and then it being like a victory or an advancement if they were able to do so with the Six of Wands. I heard questioning again, and I specifically saw the word agent. I heard in hopes of, and then I heard fleeing just now. So somebody is considering going on the run. This isn't the first time I've heard this. The energy was there previously, but it went away, but it's back again now. A couple months later. All right, we have the narrative is what I just heard. So obviously we're following a story here. So let's keep going. Thank you, Spirit, for that. All right, let's go ahead and get some cards out here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your overall support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for showing up for me as I continue to show up for you all and the Divine Collective. I heard, and the mishaps and the whatnots too. So yeah, everybody is considered on this spiritual journey here. You know, we don't discriminate. All right, so this Ace of Wands flipped over in the deck. I just pulled it out. Put it on the table. Ooh, that one flipped up something crazy just now. This Ace of Swords reverse. I heard, look at me, look at me. So that's like a distraction. Whatever this is over here, I heard ploy. So this is hey, I'm over here, look at me, while somebody else is trying to escape. Okay, y'all, let's keep that in mind. Okay, here we go, here we go. These flipped out something crazy too just now. You saw it. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, okay, ooh, I heard somebody's pleading for their life here. Somebody's pleading for their life. They're willing to give up their last, whatever it is that they have. I'm hearing, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Somebody is pleading, y'all. I specifically heard that phrase, word pleading. So that's begging. So whoever they are, they're down to their last with this Page of Pentacles energy. Like that's all they have. I'm hearing I heard the word alibi just now. I heard strong alibi. All right, y'all. I heard somebody made up something with that, but I don't know if it's I don't know anything about anything, y'all. Let me just keep going with the energy. Let me keep going with the cards as well. Anything else on this page? I know it'll come out in the wash, y'all. Anything else on the Page of Pentacles here, Spirit? I heard trapped and disaster. But you know, I don't know why it's giving me a reason of whoever's pleading and saying they're innocent. I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. That's what I'm getting. So that makes me feel like they really, I heard strong alibi, right? They really have a strong alibi, but it's like, is it true? That's the feeling. I heard nutcase just now. I'm laughing, y'all, because it never fails. I said, I'm going to get out. I said, oh, some Looney Tune fabric. Let me use that. But then I'm like, is that attracting like Looney Tune energy here in the reading? And here we are, y'all. I heard nutcase just now. But then that person with the strong alibi, it's like, do you believe them or do you not believe them? Because I feel like this is somebody, I heard scrutiny just now. They're already under some sort of guise that this person might be a little cuckoo. But it's like the alibi is strong, but do we believe them? Versus what it is that they're out in the field with the interpretation of interviewing people who were last seen with somebody specifically, I'm hearing possibly tied to this person who's saying, you know, that they're innocent. They didn't do it with the strong alibi. Okay. So okay. So where I am now, it's kind of crossing the line into somebody who's been diagnosed with some sort of like schizophrenia, mental disorder, or so whatever that is. They've been in and out of clinics. They've been seeing professionals and getting help and assistance. But the fact that, you know, it's on record that this person does battle mentally, the fact that they're pleading now saying, I didn't do this, and they have a strong alibi, is the reason why these agents and these detectives, you know, they're looking for more clarification here, even though that alibi is strong. All right, y'all, we got it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, here we go, y'all. I'm going to turn this one card over because it seems like it's heavily represented with this energy of this Page of Pentacles here. Whoever's pleading right now. So I'm going to turn this over. I heard footstool just now. Ooh. Look at that, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This card says so much right now, and it's so powerful. Like I feel the power emanating. I knew I shouldn't have tried to say that word. I heard it, but I'm like, okay, how do you? I don't remember how to say this word because I don't use it. But I'm just the essence and the power in the descriptive words is what's coming from this. Permanate is what I heard just now. I heard diagnose. Y'all, I just heard something about some misery, somebody being taken out of their misery. But then when I got into like the translation of it, I saw the face of that character from I can't remember the name of the movie, but wasn't her name Misery? Ooh. And didn't she turn out to be cuckoo? Y'all. So this is giving me like caretaker energy. Somebody saying, I didn't do it. Strong alibi. I'm getting, I heard nursing assistant just now. So somebody who's maybe not quite, you know, qualified on paper as a nurse. Like they have nursing duties. So that means they were taking care of someone. But I don't know if that's the person who's missing that was being cared for. Possibly. But both of them have like some sort of medical condition. They both have a condition here. So we'll say the nursing assistant who was in charge of caring for someone who possibly is missing now. I'm getting something about a cherry on top here. So there is a little added bonus here for someone in this scenario. So a cherry on top. So I'm thinking like some sort of check, some sort of income. Because we're talking about, look at the pentacles, y'all. We're talking about an ace of pentacles here. And I heard whatever this card was, it was heavily tied into this influence of this page of pentacles. And boom, what are they holding? That's the reason why they're not believable, even though they have a strong alibi, because it's still tied to some kind of underhanded energy here. And the investigators know this. And that underhanded energy is aligned with this pentacle energy. Gain, a result. I'm hearing result. So that means some sort of action had to go forward. I heard commitment just now. Had to go forward in order to receive this Ace of Pentacles. But something backfired here to where you now have investigators out in the field. Looking, asking questions, needing interpretations, needing more detail, clarifiers, even though this person has a strong alibi. All right, y'all, what in the world? Okay, here we go. Let's move over here to the right. So, okay, remember how this card flipped out? I said something specifically surrounding that at the time. Let me see if it's going to come back. What was the important significance of this card, the way that it physically flipped out of the deck, Spirit, at that time? What was that? I heard generated just now. Generated. I know that wasn't, you know, the word, but I'm picking up the energy again. So generated, meaning this was a fine, well-run machine. Generated. Something was going according to plan because it was set up to be that way. I'm hearing all out of ideas, though, right now. Whatever this fine, well-oiled machine was that they had running here. What we're talking about, but okay, I keep hearing disabled. Somebody was disabled. So there was a caretaker in the scenario for someone who was disabled, but it also involves some sort of check or come up or final interpretation of. So we could be talking about, you know, possessions being left behind to this person or insurance policy, but this person's missing. And here's this one saying, but I didn't do it. And they're trying to offer up their last of whatever that they have. But I don't feel like this Page of Pentacles was counting on this backfiring the way that it is. Because they had everything set up. Remember I said strong alibi. They had everything set up to go according to plan with this well-oiled machine energy that I'm getting over here. But something's stale, something's ran out. It's a new beginning, but it's in the reverse. I heard order of business, and then I heard the word underlying. So something got faulty in those gears, the wiring. Something was faulty in this well-oiled machine. This person owed somebody something for carrying something out and through, and they didn't pay up. That's why. That's why. Here we go. Let's go. I'm going to turn these cards over and see what's going on with this faulty, well-oiled machine. Look, Three of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Ooh. Nine of Pentacles reverse. There's something about these two cards right here. These two together. Just from my verbally stumbling, or because I said Knight of Pentacles, but then the Nine of Pentacles came up and I was like, well, I said Knight of Pentacles. At least I think I did. So there's something up with these two. And then who do we have here in the back? A King of Swords. Somebody didn't get paid, y'all, from this Page of Pentacles. There was some sort of act carried out here. I'm getting hot over here, y'all. There's too many people over here, right here. This was a well-oiled machine. Things were already in place. People were in place, y'all. Here they are. Look at this Three of Cups. It was all fun and I got you. You know I got you. Yeah, we in this together. Look at the cups. Look at the union of effects, the clink clink action. We in this together. We gonna win. Look at this. Look at this card, y'all. Look at this person with the back turned to the card, holding up the cup the highest, as if we gonna win. We got this. Telling these other two, just hang in there with me. You know it's nothing. Is what I'm hearing, y'all. So I need to find out who each of these people are according to these characters here. So the Spirit, tell me the energy. Who is the one right here with the back turn? Who is this saying, I got y'all. We in this. We gonna do this. I'm hearing now it never fails. So that means somebody was given side eye in this scenario. Like, yeah, well, I hear you talking, but just based on whoever this is with their back turned. I heard King of Swords just now. I heard King of Swords. So that means that's the one who got off on top because they were the ones with the plan. So that would make sense, y'all. The King of Swords is the one with the plan. This is the one saying, I got you. This is the well-oiled machine set up, ready to go. This is the Page of Pentacles. Is it the Page of Pentacles, Spirit? Is the King of Swords the Page of Pentacles? I heard not necessarily. So that means you have, let me slow my roll, y'all. Let me slow my roll. Let me go back to where I heard, back to the basics, because we need to find out who's playing these positions by way of the energy. Now we know this is the one saying we're gonna do this, the King of Swords, right? There was already somebody I felt given side eye in this scenario by interpretation. So Spirit, who is this energy here with this one is like in it. This one right here, I feel like is in it to win it because their cup is equally as raised to the same level as this King of Swords. I'm just looking at details and interpretation right now, y'all. Who is this person who was in it with this King of Swords to win it? I heard this is the Nine of Pentacles reverse. I heard silent partner just now. That now I'm being brought back to the not necessarily that I heard from this Page of Pentacles. What is that interpretation, Spirit? Not necessarily. When asked if this Page of Pentacles was the King of Swords. I'm hearing right hand man. Y'all, wait a minute. Didn't this combination come out previously? I don't know if it was a night energy. Yesterday's reading, I said that there was a right-hand man because the cards laid right here. There were only two. It was a Nine of Pentacles. It was the King of Wands, I believe. But we do have a Knight of Wands here. All right, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Yikes, y'all. This Nine of Pentacles reverse is a mole. A mole is what I heard. A mole. That's why the interpretation is what it is right now, to where not necessarily. Because this Nine of Pentacles, the right-hand man to this King of Swords, the one who would do anything, but I was feeling some side-eye energy. That Nine of Pentacles reverse, I heard was sent. And then I'm hearing to trap this King of Swords. I heard pour it up just now. So they were living the life together, y'all. Every day was some sort of celebration with whatever they were doing was going on. Pour it up. This could be a scenario here with the caretaker energy. I'm hearing alcohol poisoning right now. I heard deranged. All right, y'all. I want to find out who this third person is. Spirit, tell me about this third person in this scenario. All right. So I'm getting some sort of professional energy right here with this character in the Three of Cups. There's a professional here. Someone who knew the game. They knew the rules. Whatever it is that they were set out to do, because this was the well-oiled machine. Whatever it was that they were set out to do, they were a pro. They knew the ins and outs. And I said set out to do, so that would be one of these night energies. They come and go. So set out. So this is the one that didn't get paid, y'all. Somebody didn't get paid. I said that early on. This is the one who did not receive what it is that they were supposed to receive by way of, I got you. But look at the person who's saying, I got you, King of Swords. They're looking the way toward that Nine of Pentacles. They're not even looking the professional's way. So that's some shady dealings right then and there for me. But that's what the energy is. Spirit, what else about this person? Not, I heard pursuit. They were on pursuit. I heard payback. All right, y'all. So whatever happened in this manufactured detailing of a plan here by way of this King of Swords is now the reason this King of Swords was showing up as the Page of Pentacles. They have nothing to offer, nothing to give. They have strong alibi. Like, I don't have anything else to give you at this point, but you know, what is it that you want? I might consider. There's something going on with that energy with this King of Swords and this Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There's still some sort of wanting to make some sort of offer here. Because that tells me with the Ace of Pentacles, this person's still trying to hang on to the delivery of some sort of, I heard policy just now, but I was going to say goods, but policy came through. I heard mental health just now. So this would, okay, so I'm starting to see government stuff, like the DDS or whatever those letters would stand for, like government agencies involved in, I don't know to call it, monetary implications or money checks being sent, you know, because they have to go through like some sort of application process, obviously. But if I heard policy, then that's giving it was tied to some sort of insurance as well. Maybe there was some sort of mental diagnosis tied to some sort of insurance. If something happens, then they will be allotted this. Or maybe it's just being set up through this agency. If they could get it on paper that this person is who they say that they are, then, you know, they would be able to press forward into some sort of, I heard cap, C-A-P. So there was a cap on something. They couldn't go above some sort of bracket, but with the agency's help and what was on paper, they were able to do so. But it was to align them with this Ace of Pentacles. Now, whoever was being taken care of, of course, they had no idea that this was the King of Swords plan. The end result was to get this Ace of Pentacles. All right, y'all, let me keep going because I know more clarification is going to come up as we move forward here. I'm going to put, I believe this card was laying on top of here. All right, I know this flipped out in the deck and I had to take it out and put it on the table, this Ace of Wands. But this is something that I feel wasn't supposed to be like well known is the energy, whatever this opportunity was I hear to rise or to come up or get ahead is what I'm hearing. But this would have to be work. I heard influence. Y'all, why did I get just now? Just now I got gang initiation. That didn't come up per se, but the process I was taking through just now, this was like gang initiation, affiliated energy. This is something that they had to do to prove some sort of worth, value. And if it's tied to a disappearance by way of a come up with the Ace of Pentacles, then that would have gave them a lot of clout. That would have gave the King of Swords much clout. They were all, so the King of Swords is already showing up as a king. This is wild. But look what I just saw just now. I knew there was levels here, because I said if it's an initiation, that means if they're already showing as a king, they're trying to go higher. And then look who's here. I have an Emperor energy right here. No wonder it's connected to what they felt that they had to do to gain some sort of clout here. Strong alibi. Remember, it's a strong alibi. There's also an offering up of, well, how can I make you believe me? without bribing, right? Without showing that I'm really trying to bribe you. But, you know, if it's going to help me, then, you know, how can I help you? Energy. As quiet as kept. I'm getting with a Page of Pentacles energy. Spirit, are we talking about like gang affiliation, initiation? My ear is ringing very high. Are we talking about that? I heard yes, and then I heard to the core. So to the core means that this is like a special initiation, or this is like a normal process, like to get into whatever this organization is. And it doesn't have to be, you know, like street gangs. We could be, the government is a gang, y'all. I mean, we could be talking about like something that's Tom and Susie look like the perfect couple, but you don't know what they do in those red hoods in the basement of the church. You don't see that side. I don't know where that came from, y'all, but it came out. Meaning that these people look average on the outside, but you have no idea what they're involved in. This is what I'm getting, y'all. Ooh. All right, y'all, let me keep going. Let me keep going. There's something surrounding stress and worry, for real here. Especially if we picked up early in the challenge. Somebody wants to escape, they want to run. And oh, that's what it was. The distraction. When that Ace of Swords fell out, at the time I said, y'all, let's keep in mind, I knew it was going to come back. This was a distraction here. Whatever this is, and these cards were face down, but I was like, let's keep that in mind when we get over here. This is the well-oiled machine that had some faulty gears. But those faulty gears are representing a hole in this organization of this Three of Cups saying, I got you, we in this together. But somebody didn't get paid. Somebody didn't get what it was that they, you know, they were clinking it up to. What does I got you really mean? Is that a setup, or I'm about to play you and you don't know it? That's what it sounds like to me. This Nine of Pentacles and this King of Swords, they were in it from the beginning. They knew what was going on, but this third party professional that came in didn't know. They didn't know about this dynamic. They're like, okay, hell yeah. What you need? You a King of Swords. I know you know what you're doing, says the professional. So I'm being drawn back to the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. They could have played both roles here because this was professional. So obviously they know what they're doing. So they could wear many hats. So they could take on the role of I can go get the money and I can go do the job with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. But they didn't get paid here. All right. All right, we got it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So back to where we were headed here with this. Feels like a gang initiation, not necessarily they go by colors. This is some sort of exclusive, professional, but still gang oriented. Like you have to be initiated into this. I heard dried up because I was going to say the Ace of Cups or, you know, go into that. We have, you know, I heard dried up here with this Ace of Cups. So nobody's trying to hear that, You know, it's not my fault. I know I should have been there at this time, but, you know, my kid was sick, so I had an emergency, or what. Somebody's fed up of hearing some sort of excuses tied to a certain person. So I see this with this Ace of Cups, and I heard dried up. So it's like no more excuses here. So I'm also getting the reference of somebody cried wolf too many times here. Too many times. They ducked, hid, ran. Whenever here it is. Whenever the block got hot, y'all, this person ran. Naturally, yes, if we were talking about the block was hot with agents out in the field trying to get answers and questions, it wasn't this sort of thing. But then again, I'm hearing, yes, it is. Yes, it is. This energy right here, I got you. This Three of Cups, clink, clink. That means when it was time for alibis, when it was time for, they were expecting people to come through for them. Talk to this person. They know exactly where, because they had the story together. Y'all's the King of Swords we're talking about. They had the alibis together. They had, okay, tell them this, tell them that. But what I'm hearing now is this professional Three of Cups said, I'm not telling them shit. Excuse me. That's what I heard. So that means whoever cried wolf, which I'm feeling this is King of Swords, I got you. You know, I got you, clink, clink. They didn't show up. I heard process. They didn't, how people came through for them, they didn't come through for those people. But that's why this professional's like, I ain't saying jack. You know, in regards to this alibi, or this quote unquote strong alibi that I heard with that Page of Pentacles tied to this King of Swords. I hope y'all are following the story. But then again, if it resonates, and this is confirmation for you and whoever these people are. It's confirmation. To the rest of us, it's a great story. I mean, wow. All right. So all dried up. They cried wolf too many times. They weren't where they were said they were going to be, or portrayed that they would be this stand-up toward a person. I got you. It kept showing that no, you really are a liar. You're a fraud. You're not any of who you maintain or say that or try to be. Talking about this King of Swords. They have excellent plans, but when it comes to, you know, them kind of keeping it real and being loyal and all that kind of stuff, they're few far in between. And these people caught on, but I feel like the reason why is because this mental disturbance that was going on with this King of Swords. This King of Swords was battling mentally. That's the reason why. It sounded good. It felt good at the time. And then for some reason, the people around them possibly would, you know, give them a pass, maybe not too many. And they went off and did, you know, their own thing away from the King of Swords because they got tired of it. But for some reason, this Nine of Pentacles is the one who stuck beside this King of Swords and was able to bring in unsuspecting people that didn't know that these people, the Nine of Pentacles reverse and King of Swords, that ran through so many other people and their feelings and opportunities. From being dishonest and disloyal to this, I got you, clink, clink energy. And they didn't. They didn't. So if you didn't understand that, the dynamic is you have a pair working together, but it's not to be like a couple, they're in love and together and they just want to bring somebody else into a dynamic and be fair and honest. No, it looks like they really don't, you know, interact like that, but, you know, they get money. They've been doing it forever. But at the end of the day, they both have seen people come and go, come and go, come and go because of deceit and lies and cheating. But that Nine of Pentacles reverse is just a sad, insecure case that they feel they have to stick beside this King of Swords. So it's like a lure. They help bring unsuspected people into this third party, Three of Cups dynamic to try to get ahead. But I'm hearing it's for entertainment. Yeah. So set up. These two, I heard required. So these two would set up individuals by way of, I got you energy. Don't even, you know, I got you. We do this. This is what we do. And the lies that he told King of Swords, he or she. Nine of Pentacles just went on with it like they didn't see this backfire several times, several people before the new person. All right. 10 of Wands. We have the Emperor, 4 of Wands, and 2 of Cups. I got to get back into this Emperor energy, y'all, because we were talking about some sort of initiation here. Whoa, wait a minute. Two of Cups, 4 of Wands. So this was... So there's contractual stuff going on here in regards to this 2 of Cups commitment. Look, but we talked about that with the 3-party energy. So it's like while we're pouring up and clinking, perhaps, you know, the third party was by way of business and pleasure, invited into the bedroom, but also let's get this money, right? But this two of Cups is feeling like, y'all, this is it. This is it. This is my final summary. The invitation into the lives of this King of Swords and this 9 of Pentacles reverse by way of a third party was because this King of Swords was initiating a 2 of Cups relationship with an unsuspected person. Because this King of Swords really had this 9 of Pentacles reverse at their beck and call. Assistant, side piece, whatever you like. I'll do whatever it is that you want. I said they had a low self-esteem, this 9 of Pentacles reverse. But they were good at something. But they were also good at staying by the side of this King of Swords, regardless of how they were treated, regardless of whatever outcome happened between the two of them, or versus somebody new coming in and then leaving out, and that continuing to happen here. But what happens is this King of Swords joins in union with somebody in a 2 of Cups, but then this 9 of Pentacles is somewhere in the shadows. But they're disguised as, that's period. They're disguised as, that's the 9 of Pentacles. So that's like you getting in a relationship with someone, thinking it's a 2 of Cups, thinking everything's all good with the 4 of Wands, celebration, happy, possibly engagement, possibly even married this person, not even knowing that your person had a side chick all along. Maybe disguised as a cousin, maybe disguised as a best friend, maybe disguised as a family friend for a long time. That 9 of Pentacles has always been by the side of this King of Swords energy. But yeah, that's my cousin. That's what I'm hearing. Disguised as a family member. 4 of Wands. So that's why this was some sort of initiation, something set in place by way of the plans of this King of Swords and able to progress to this Emperor status. They didn't get to cross this line, this threshold with this 10 of Wands like they wanted to, or they thought that they would. It didn't happen that way. So that lets me know that they may have gotten initiated, but here comes the downfall. Something dried up here with that Ace of Cups. This was a reference that I received at the time. They cried wolf too many times for something, but the only reason why the initiation didn't go forward or advance them to a emperor successfully, because this was unsuccessful, is because somebody over here did not get paid for their duties. They were disgruntled. They came in and found out. So the mole energy I was receiving, that's the 9 of Pentacles reverse. They were disguised in whatever dynamic, whoever came across this Three of Cups, whoever the added person was in this dynamic, this duo, King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles reverse. The Nine of Pentacles was disguised. So were they disguised as a caretaker? Like they may have went to nursing school, they may have taken some classes, but they weren't a nurse. So were they doing fraudulent things? So I'm getting the policy energy, y'all. I heard DSS. I might have said DDS earlier. But whatever this is with Social Security or any sort of government administration that, you know, would certify you as whoever, you know, being whatever disability you have. But then that gives you leverage to be able to qualify for something greater. Ace of Pentacles. So they could be practicing as a nurse, but they're not a nurse. So I don't know if this has to do with prescriptions, you know, them fraudulently prescribing or coming up with paperwork, or there's something surrounding some fraudulent activity with this dynamic here, this duo. But it is some sort of medical reference in regards to even, you know, the Looney Tunes energy with the backdrop of the fabric even, y'all. Everything's here. Like this there were two mentally challenged individuals is what I was picking up early in the channeling. All right, y'all, I got one more card here and I'm about to get up out this energy. I'm going to turn this over. It is underneath what it was that we went over with this Emperor initiation. It wasn't successful. Cried wolf too many times. We have the Two of Swords here. I heard appointed and then I heard lawyer. So possibly they're looking for some sort of legal representation, but they don't even know where to start with this because it's so involved. So the investigation energy that I was picking up, it's very prevalent right now because they're looking for some sort of representation, but at the same time they want to run. They want to get out of town, but they can't because these people are they're on the ground getting, you know, their ducks in a row to come up against this Emperor energy. But there's so much to say here because they were trying to get into some sort of exclusive gang sort of energy. But again, it wasn't like a street gang. This is like they're, you know, trying to utilize their skills here to get, you know, somewhere high as an Emperor energy. Whatever skill that this Knight of Swords and this Nine of Pentacles had been doing for some time. Oh my goodness. Let me get some clarifiers, y'all, and then we're going to go. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for the information. I'm exhausted, y'all. My throat is a little, like, irritated. Like, the stress. It got hot. I mean, let the cards follow the same way. I just saw the word Satan. Look at the Lover's card. All right, let's go with this, y'all. Family room. Lover's card fell out first, so this had to do with some sort of initiation energy because of that Ace of Wands we talked about, them getting in. But we have the Two of Cups right there, so that lets you know how it was, I heard organized, but then, you know, it started in this way, this manner, in order to get this King of Swords to an Emperor status. They invited people into this dynamic to where it was a three-party representation here. But the only thing is the person who got involved with the King of Swords didn't know that they were in a third party, because that Nine of Pentacles reverse was disguised as like a family member or a cousin. We got family room at the bottom of the deck. I went over this. We got the Four of Wands. That's the clarification of that. Look at this, y'all. I told you it was surrounding something medical. We have bad health and thief. What else do you need? I hope this helps.